I'm a tipper. I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper. Yeah, I'm a big tipper. Put up or shut up. Put up or shut up. I'm a tipper. Yeah, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper. I'm a big tipper. Tipper bags, I got tipper bags, yeah. If your service good, get a stag, yeah. 50 grand, make your job disappear. I look the part, yeah, I look Davenir. Get my order right or I'ma bust a Yui. I don't like raw fish in my sushi. Want a big tip, better get the cooking. I am not paying you for all this lipping. Sapphire diamonds, yeah, they bluey bluey. Put them around your neck, you look chewy chewy. Blow 10 grand, please excuse me. Bless me real good, I need a hero cookie. I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. Put up or shut up. Put up or shut up. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper.
They say the rap game dead, I object, that's a low blow. Singing copycatting off each other, that's a no-no. Keep this original or just not even no show. I'm a big tipper, when I spend it, I'ma flip ya. So girl, drop it really low, show them how we for the flow. Candy yam and stick and ball, feed me and give me more. Haters gon' hate when they see us running state to state. The way that we be tipping, man, up this on some other shit. Down on this dude, what you mean, that's another chick. Coming in, going out on some other shit. Try to rip us off, best believe it, that's a no-go. Never trust nobody, even family, that's a no-no.
I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. Put up or shut up. Put up or shut up. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper.
Net froze on my neck on, cheat codes to the game though. Big tipping on the regular, then jet became a schedule. I got it straight out of mud, I do not need a judge. My money do not budge, money local counted up. My roses is looking real cold, I diamond shining with the gold. Maybe I should eat it up, put it right down on the stove. I'm just a thing you don't know, I'm just a thing that I don't show. I got the game in a chokehold, you try to steal from me, I know. Bank account, big account, I'm about to tip you now. Look, I gotta bounce, I do not play around. I'm at the records and now, stand up and pipe it down. Regular tipping like wow, I'm paying you, don't need to frown.
I'm a tipper, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper, yeah, I'm a big tipper. I'm a tipper.
Welcome to the Power of Voices and the Comedy Hour Live. It's Anna Marie. It's been a while. We've been on hiatus, man. I'll tell you what, though, I got me some guests tonight, a little bit off the comedy track in some ways. I got, you want to be DJ Big Mac?
I have so many names.
You got, it's Mario.
3, 2, 1, boom.
3, 2, 1, boom.
Yeah.
Right? And then you
MF Cody.
MF Cody. Now, what does that mean? Is that motherfucking Cody?
You know it.
You know it.
Nah, I mean more funny Cody.
More funny?
More funny.
More funny. Yeah, whatever, right? MF
you know,
has so
whichever
many.
one you want to call it.
Right.
You know.
That's it. That's it. More fun. I'll tell you, it's really cool to have you guys on.
We appreciate
being here.
In the heat of everything, with all the subjects that everybody's going off on the music world, shall we say, and the movies, music,
everywhere,
creepy
right?
guys are us. You got the church.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, the subject.
You got the
creepers,
the priests out there and all that,
right?
Everybody, you know,
it's crazy.
I did have
little babies and stuff.
I did have a good joke about that. What size gown does a priest wear? One size fits all over an altar boy.
That's pretty messed up.
That's mine.
That is hilarious.
But you know, it's like, you know, everybody, you know, you guys are doing your own thing. You're gonna have your radio station, your radio show that you're doing a new thing with you.
Well, I mean, yeah, it's not, well, it's still new to some people, but we've been on air since August of last year, 2017. Me and MF Cody, so. But you know, it's a cool place to get your laugh on. It's called Too Cool Too Funny Radio, And I mean, like I said, it's like, you know, it's for the comedy platform. It's for everybody, but like mostly we shoot towards the comedy people out there. If you funny, if you think you funny, you know,
if your mama think you funny, if you funny,
I feel like, you know, anybody's funny. Like you could do the most stupidest stuff and you just laugh at it.
That's true. Doesn't always translate, you know, and that was one of the things that I found out now that I've stepped into the arena of stand-up.
Yeah.
And the reason for that is, like, this is what I've decided, me personally, from my experience. They're like, you got 5 minutes. So it's set up, punch. And I'm like, yeah, well, most of my funny shit is involved in a very detailed story.
Of course.
You know?
Yeah.
But you don't get...
That's real talk, yeah.
But you don't get detailed story time.
You get
Never.
5 minutes.
5 minutes. Who the fuck?
Who the hell is those
It's like
5
that's
minutes?
You
an
better
exhale
have a
for me.
5-minute funny story.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah.
Shit, you got a 5-minute fight, you're on.
Straight up.
That's
Right?
real. That's real talk.
It is, and you know, you have this thing where, you know, setting up material. Like, for instance, in the 5 minutes that you have your material, you better have like backup on aisle 9, because the comedians that got up and did the repetitious subject. In other words, what I talked about, the lead intro talked about, and then there was another comedian, and she can't hear because it was at the Ice House, because once they close that door, the comedians let them sit outside the other side of the door. So she has no idea what I'm talking about, okay? So 3 of us used, unfortunately, now think of how this looks. The woman who opened the show did the thing on, credit. And she's black, so she said, you know, her girlfriends are all naming their babies after things they want. And one's Porsche, she got a Porsche. The other one, a Lincoln, she got a Lincoln.
Yeah,
so you know what I'm going to name my baby?
Diamond.
Right. She said she's going to name her baby Good Credit Jr. So now I get up, all right?
Little CC Jr.
Right?
Little CC.
So I get up.
Believe in us, Craig.
That's a good name right there.
Right, manifest what you want. So then, now I do my joke, and my punchline is, you know, I'm saying the only guys asking me out are brothers in their 30s. And I ask why that is. And actually, Scruncher was the one who goes, because, baby, you got what we need. And I'm like, what could that be? Is it my ass? Is it my personality? He's like, no. I'm like, well, what is it? And he paused and he went, well, it's your credit score. So now I do that joke, okay? And then the third girl comes on, and she's saying, since she started dating black men, the only thing that's changed is her credit rating. It went from 740 to 540. So I'm like going, okay, I don't know about anyone else, but if I was a brother in the audience, I would have been like, all right, it's enough about bashing on the brothers, right?
Right.
Right? It's like putting people down, man.
I guess.
So,
we
yeah.
talk about each other all the time.
Well,
yeah.
then you can. Right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you can talk about your people too if you want.
My credit ain't bad.
Right.
You can talk about everybody got
That's
bad
all right,
credit.
good
I'm gonna
credit.
tell you right now, everybody got bad credit.
I like
It's-
that name.
It's
Doesn't
hilarious.
matter what race you are. Everybody got bad credit.
Well, wait a minute.
Everybody.
The other, the beating about that is now, you do realize that if you don't, now I paid off all my debt, right? When I left my marriage, everything, sleep, no bills, nothing. And then I find out when I do my credit rating, I'm like, why is my credit rating dropping? And the banker goes, this is how they get you.
I
Those.
didn't know that.
You better buy something and put it on credit.
I'm like, really?
Then they call it thin credit. Like,
Right?
man, that's killing me.
Wow.
It's like, what the is that? Yeah, the guy goes, well, that's how it works. I'm like, you got us all in that program. Stay broke. You better stay woke because you're going to go broke trying to maintain that. And he said, you will. If you don't at least keep something you pay off at the credit card, blah, 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 you just lose your credit.
Hey, that was my first experience, like, feeling white. When my credit dropped last year, I was like, what the fuck happened? Like, what happened? Wait a minute.
What are you talking, white people's problems?
I just got this up. Like, in 2 months, it went down 60 points. Like, oh, no. Like, I dropped. I was like, oh. So I understood how I felt in their shoes for a change. Like, I was really angry. Like,
Oh, man.
damn near threw a chair.
I have to admit, one of the most fun that I've had coming out to LA is how diverse my friends became, which, I have to just say to people, when you try and put people in categories, and everyone does it, I don't care what race, everybody tries to do that, them
did
and
that
us.
today.
Us and them. Those
did that
people,
today.
us people, right? You did
Look at
that.
them over there.
Look at them over.
Look at them. Let's go this way.
But yeah,
Yeah, don't go that way.
don't go that way. Wait.
They're looking at us.
All right, but I can say honestly, is like you're robbing yourself of so much, actually fun, joy. It's been a blast. I would have to say that I've never had so much fun as the people that I've invited into my life, and they don't look like my old neighborhood, which is fine with me because that's why I ain't there anymore. Yeah. So if you don't like, if the idea of going to different countries and traveling, you guys into any of that?
Well, he went to Miami recently.
I
plan on traveling
travel
somewhere.
more. So yeah, you know, I'm trying to tell ML Cody to start traveling more too. You know, so.
Yeah, but you know how I do. So.
Oh, you're the comfort of my own home kind of shit.
Kind of, but I've been wanting to go out. I just had some setbacks, so you know. I was like, you know, like you
That's
heard the
normal,
credit,
dog.
You heard the credit story just now. I don't want to get into the other shit.
That's normal, man.
Keep it like it is. I'm gonna travel soon.
Well, I mean, there's a lot to be said about, you know, there's so many people who aren't from anywhere, particularly. Everybody travels to LA from everywhere else.
Yeah,
that's true.
Okay, and so there's this fascination, but there's also this isolation. If you notice, and I don't know if you do, there's this unspoken wall that people have up. They're like walking kind of The Walking Dead to me. They're like dead in the eyes to me. You meet me in a store, we're gonna be in lockdown for like 2-3 hours. We're gonna shoot the shit. We're gonna have laughs. Oh my god. I love meeting people, and I can just go up to a perfect stranger and start an instant conversation. That's
you just said something about locking down. What?
Locking down. I lock you down for about 2 hours.
Oh, okay.
All right.
I heard lock down and blow up.
He's like, whoa, hey.
She gonna lock down the store. She gonna
that's
she
what
gonna
I
get in gonna blow everybody up. Oh hell no! Just like with the white
that's it. Well, yeah, that I did too. And I said to my friend, I go, I don't understand with what every other white people are complaining about. You know, like you got the jokes about the Becky, the one calling, like there's people's having a barbecue. What's her name? Barbecue Becky?
Oh yeah,
right?
We'll call her Barbecue Becky.
All right. Well, I know.
We know what it is. It's Barbecue Becky.
Oh my god, that was the stupidest
Barbecue
thing.
Becky
But yeah,
was a good
I
one.
know. Yeah,
But why wasn't there a phone call made? Hey, there's a dude walking through a lobby. He's got 5 rifles, a lot of ammunition, a blank look on his face, and he's heading upstairs before he took out a whole bunch of people in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
Everybody was on their iPhone.
It's like, really? Yeah. You could say that.
Everybody was just like this.
Right?
And he just walked right through. Just,
that's so true.
We
own
security.
No, that's real talk.
That's real talk, because we're all...
And he kept going back and forth. You did not notice nothing?
And he just was like, let me go get the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm like, what
Right.
the
Can I help you with that,
Oops,
sir?
I dropped a grenade.
That's
Like,
it. Oh, damn. I hate when that happens.
That's my sex toy. Sorry,
That's
y'all.
crazy.
Yeah, right? but nobody said where was anybody at that
That's
moment.
crazy.
Right? The stuff that people miss it. And I'm like sitting there and I'm like going, okay, so I need a t-shirt made up. And it's gonna say #white fright. And in the back, it's gonna have every mass shooting that's been done, and they're all white. I'm sorry.
Man.
So it's like, you know,
That's
just
crazy.
saying, if I was a brother, that's kind of shirt. You white people, you do it, like you said, you take everybody out. You just don't pop a few people, okay? You want to take out everybody. And there's so much crap going on. I'm like sitting there going, the guy who looked like Ronald McDonald on crack, that grabbed the young girl. I'm surprised nobody played off on that. Did you see him? He's a ginger. He had the red hair.
I seen it.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
But
So-
they didn't
so-
name him because they was like, hey, what if he get out? Like,
Right.
nah.
Hey, for real.
He
For
was
real, right?
smart. Like, he'd get your address.
And well, that girl was throwing some severe punches. She was a boxer
hell
and all that.
yes.
And then
she was beating the shit out of
Well,
Well-
somebody needed self-defense class. So.
yeah,
real.
right. But what struck me is, and you correct me if I'm wrong, because you can. There was a lot of hype on people's Instagrams and what have you about, and this is what's wrong. The black workers didn't defend the black girl, and black women, blah blah blah. And they went, why didn't any? And I go, pretty sure if you haven't been in the news lately, let's just say the cops were called, and here's a white dude and those guys were protecting her Who do you think they were gonna shoot?
Yeah, the same dude who got shot at that last little get down.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And then
'cause
remember the other one that got killed
When he got the shooter?
in her apartment, and the police officer went to the wrong apartment building and killed.
So they
He was
say. I
having
think
milk
there
and
was something
cookies
going
and
on.
shit.
She was actually brought up on charges. I mean, they actually
crazy.
that didn't just stay quiet as far as accidental. That ended up being further. But I mean, seriously, I'm just like sitting here going, really? Because I would have. I'm surprised nobody said that. It's like. I would just think as a black man, I'd be like, I don't know about this because, you're going to go for it, I'm going to go for it. Because if the cops came in the door, even if they were defending that girl, that ain't how it would have went down.
I'm
I don't know.
I'm glad that
I couldn't take no Christopher Dorner jokes too cool, so I wouldn't know. Like, for real.
I'm happy that
white people got certain jokes they don't like either, so.
But I mean, some people gotta watch what they say too.
Exactly. That's my point.
And like the more you speak, you're gonna be
Right.
like, oh, what the hell? Like, what you say?
You didn't put
You get
yourself
your
in
ass
a
beat, you
situation.
know?
Right?
Hey, you better
You
take
know?
that camera down. That shit off me.
Right?
That's real talk,
So what happened
man.
to the last cameraman?
That is real, man. That's
So,
real talk,
yeah.
man.
Well, when you do, I mean, that's one of the things about stand up. I mean, the idea, like I said, I own the name Disaster to Laughter. I bought it on GoDaddy. But the reason is because I feel that's the art of comedy. Because comedians take disaster and they turn it into laughter.
That's
I
what
mean,
we do.
That's so true.
is
That's
what
real
we do.
It's the
talk,
truth.
yeah.
And
That's how our show is.
Sorry, we be laughing at the people getting ran over and all that, but we just try to make
That's
a
your
good
uncle, man.
joke. Yeah, the truth.
your uncle getting run over?
Nah, he didn't get ran over. He laughs at things you shouldn't really laugh at. So
my
we be
God.
cracking up. He makes us laugh at the simple fact that he's
It's-
laughing about it.
It's
Like,
so bad.
It's
that
so bad.
It's funny.
It's funny. Well, that's the truth about.
That's what she just said.
That's
though.
the truth about
Making
when you
disaster
think about
funny.
disaster
course.
laughter. When you think about like some of the stuff that if you were around people that's bad, that's what life was. It's a struggle, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, you can go one of two ways. There's got to be some funny, like my family. Oh my God, everybody's hilarious. But it's like growing up, we had a single mom raising 4 kids. I did the joke. We had slept the shit out of your Sundays. That was the day. Do you have a day, one day your mom would say, all right, everybody's going to clean the house? Well, you had to clean the house in the
That
weekend.
was every day for
Abuse
the
First
was,
for you?
abuse was training in my house. So
every
you
day
had
Right?
to
in
do
the black
something.
hole.
It was just training.
Well, my mother was at work all week, so Saturday she come home, and we call that slept the shit out of you Saturday or Sunday. Because basically, she'd be saving it up. Because she didn't have time to beat everybody. There's 4 of us. So she'd have time to beat all our asses
That's some
during
shit
the week.
Storing data. Just
Saving
Saturday.
up,
Yeah,
saving up.
Sunday. That's what women do, though.
Right,
They store data.
my neighbor's mother would open the door, and I'll never forget, clear across from last Thursday, poof, backhands a kid and goes, "What'd you do today?" In other words, he had to tell her what he did wrong that he got caught at. Only he don't know which fucking wrong thing he did. So as he's spewing, well, because I skipped class in second period. Oh, you did you?
That's some more stuff to say. Like,
That mess you
real.
up,
Yeah, it
That's
do.
real. That is
Ye-
real talk.
right?
No,
So
all of a sudden slap.
what kind of
I know.
reason?
What? What did I do? Ah, okay.
And you
okay.
think I sure did mess the dog. That was on me, my
Yeah,
bad.
I'm sorry.
I
Mom,
did
man,
eat your
you know?
jello, but that was on me.
Yeah, but do you do jokes about growing up?
We tell stories
Right,
about
right?
family. Yeah, that's our
Oh,
thing
yeah,
too.
always.
We got a lot of different little
It
funny
starts
stories.
in the household.
Yeah,
Doesn't it?
It always does.
It always starts in
It
the
always
household.
does.
Like real talk.
We used to have we were Italian, and Sunday we had Italian dinner, and I had an Auntie Chuzza. That was her actual name. An
Chuzza?
Auntie Chuzza.
Chutza.
Chuzza. Whatever.
Okay.
Right? Because as a kid, we try to say that. But she used to have these stab you in the eye whisker hairs that would come off her chin, right? Typical Italian, but they weren't curly. They were like straight daggered out, like a spiked fence around her lips that you had to get by to kiss her, right? And it was protocol. Go kiss your Auntie Chuzza. But her
Yo, that's
husband,
hilarious.
my Uncle John,
That's funny right there.
That was a good one.
my Uncle John smoked cigars, and his breath smoke of bad homemade wine, cigars, and ass, right? With a side of garlic, a little hint of garlic on it, right? And so we'd actually his T-shirts, the wife beaters.
Yeah.
He'd sit there, he'd smoke, and it looked like they had actually made his T-shirts out of all the old dirty tablecloths because his T-shirts were never clean. It's like stained, got your pasta over here, you got the whole week's worth of dinner. And then we won't even discuss the man did not use, Europeans did not use deodorant. Okay?
Yeah, we know about that. Yeah, we be laughing about that.
So you're going to go up and kiss a shit bucket? I don't want to kiss Uncle Shit Bucket, right?
Know thy right, God.
Right?
No perspirant.
Right? No perspirant. You remember?
No showers.
The things you
At
had to
all.
do, right?
That
No
water
water.
off me.
That's it, right?
No water. We can't pay the bill this month. Sorry.
How many kids in your family growing up?
Two. It's one. It's me and my brother.
Are you
Yeah.
okay? That's small enough.
Yeah.
So your mother can't complain about too much insanity.
But no, so in my family, the joke is my dad. He's not from here.
Where's your dad from?
My dad's from Haiti.
Oh, he's Haitian. Yeah,
So-
our
so
chef
the
was
shit-
from Haiti.
The stuff that he says is just pure funny. Anything he can say.
No
anything.
filter, right?
No,
No
filter.
filter.
Oh my God,
He
I'd
don't
love
care.
to. Right?
I don't like anybody.
No, I like that.
That's him.
Right?
That's my pop.
I need
I'm
a
like,
cigarette. Shit.
I'm like, dude, life is beautiful. Fuck life. I'm like, damn, man. What?
That's why I like talking to him.
Like, what do I do to you?
He like Al Bundy.
Kiss my ass,
man.
life. I'm like, damn, man. All right, I'm gonna leave you alone, man.
And you're so you're not that way at all. You're,
I'm not.
You're
I'm
such
the
a
opposite.
enlightened. Yeah, you are.
He
Was
don't
your mom like that?
nobody laughing in the house.
Oh shit! Really?
So yeah, I'm laughing like you,
right.
you
I hear
my
your laugh.
And then he
Right.
looking at you
It's
like,
loud. Yeah, he's like Mario.
no
I
laughter.
hate that laugh.
No happy.
I'm like, damn, man. I'm like, are you my father or a stranger, man? What the hell are you?
Shout out to Pops, man.
Oh,
But
you gotta love that.
my mom is like me. She's happy. She loves life and stuff.
Well, see, there had to be that desire to be around that. He can talk all he wants, but that light he needed in his life, that's what attracted him, obviously.
I guess so.
You know? Because, yeah, you would think.
Well, you the man. You the man.
Right?
For real. I mean, but at the end of the day, I am like a miracle baby, you could say.
Miracle baby.
Yeah, I'm a miracle baby. Yeah, you know.
I was forced to be your friend.
Crazy thing about him and Cody, I've been on this fool all our life, right?
Yeah,
Like,
that
shit,
was
so
a miracle too.
What, pre-K?
That was a miracle too.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, we go way back.
Oh yeah.
We go way back.
We
But
good
yeah,
buddies.
like I was saying earlier in the show, like the funny starts in the home. Like my dad is like if you just see him, you're just gonna start laughing. You know it's gonna be some funny shit about to happen.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Same thing with your family, dog.
Oh, come on, man. Don't get on my family.
How many kids in your family?
My grandpa, he had 10. We cool with 5. And then I got some brothers and sisters spread out all over.
All right. Right.
Yeah.
So that the idea, big family, kids everywhere.
And we got laughter all over.
Right.
I'm the one that really got the jokes, and then my uncle, he has his jokes are like they just off the hook. They make you laugh because they so brutal. You know, like he talk about things you shouldn't say. Like it's really ridiculous.
Yeah. Well, so it sounds like we all had a normal childhood.
Of
Yeah,
course.
of course.
You know that
Of course,
idea
yeah.
where laughter being, like I said, the comedy was for me. It was my brother. My brother's funny. My sisters are funny, and it's all like you said, telling stories, talking about
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
I
we
mean,
got childhood stories that are pretty funny.
Oh, ridiculous.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
the games we used to play because we didn't have internet, right?
Of course.
So we did
What
find
is
the man
that?
in the dark. We used to shut off all. Well, there was forest, so we shut off all the lights down in the cellar, and then we'd hide, and then you'd have to like stumble around in the dark. And my brother would stand there with his
we
fingers
wouldn't
up.
play no games.
Well, I
like
know that, but I would imagine everyone's got their own ideas. You
Y'all
do that
going
in
in
your
the dark
house.
with a grip of dudes. That's what they just said. Y'all get from under there. Y'all
Well,
be
wait.
playing like that.
Did you ever play Manhunt?
Nah.
See
No.
that? Told you.
See that white
Nah.
people games, right? Because
I mean, unless y'all play tag too, we did that.
yeah, we
You
played
know?
tag.
Yeah, tag.
Flashlight
Duck-
tag?
Duck
That's the
goose.
same thing,
Yeah,
right?
right. You're right. Yeah.
Tetherball.
Yeah, oh, yeah,
Not
tetherball.
volleyball.
No, that was dodgeball.
Dodgeball.
Oh,
really?
man.
You didn't even have to be playing. We throw the ball at you.
Right? Yeah, right.
Just don't be around. That's
Like, we're
all
not
we
playing
can say about
dodgeball. I know we're not playing.
that. Yeah. Throw it at my mom.
Ow!
Then we come get a whooping
Oh man,
for
my
something like
mom
that.
threw a mean curve. She was like all sports, but she was growing up. She didn't mess around, man. she had, she tells me she had 3 brothers. I remember my brother at 16 told her, she said, "Where are you going?" He said, "None of your business." And all I remember is my mother's fist went back to Thursday, and he landed up way over somewhere on Saturday because he just kept rolling. And then my mother standing there saying, "Get up. I didn't have 3 brothers for nothing. You think..." My brother was 16.
Damn.
He wasn't a kid, you know, wasn't a little kid. But he'd gotten to that point where he didn't think that, you know, she had any clout. And to this day, that's an ongoing joke. I wouldn't backtalk my mother. That's the generation that we grew up in.
Of course.
You know, these freaking kids nowadays.
Yeah, the kids nowadays is ridiculous.
Yeah,
they
mine
need to
was
slap the
punched me
shit
in-
out of you
mine
Sunday.
punched me right in the mouth. I started talking crazy. So I feel it.
Whoopings was real.
What was real? Because
You didn't need no waiver for no whooping there. You just call him up. Hey, yeah, I got your boy for you. You know, get him when he get home.
You know what you did today? What?
Yeah.
Oh,
Right.
I'm about to get a whooping when I get home. This is terrible.
were you more afraid of your mother or your father when it came to that, like
Oh, it was
getting away
mom.
with stuff? It was mom,
mom's,
right?
Yeah.
It should have been your grandma at that time.
Ooh,
Remember when we was younger?
grandma.
Well, yeah, it was
grandma
It
at
was
the time.
grandma and mom. So like grandma, she didn't play. She did not play, and so she had her sisters lived in South Carolina. So we would like when I was real young, we would go down there in the summertime, hot as hell. And so if I did something bad, she'd be like, "Go outside, and get the biggest switch you could find."
You saw the rules on the fridge. You saw the rules on the
Hey,
fridge.
I was outside for days. Like I ain't going in.
Let me
can't-
get
I'm not
this
going
onion.
in. Hell no.
But
Just
think
know
about
it.
that mental psyche that as a kid, like in the anticipation of like, I don't know about you, but I would actually weigh it out. Oh, how much of an ass whooping is this going to get me? Well, this is all I can let. She can't kill you. All right, yeah, it would be worth it. Like you were forced into the beating because you were not going to miss out.
Of course.
You know, there were certain lessons I had to learn. All kids do.
Regardless.
Yeah, no
Regardless.
Yeah.
This was coming.
shit. Right?
I know. Yeah. I was
My
like,
grandpa used to whoop my ass. He'd come in like, "Satan, you are dead."
"Hey, what do I do?"
Jesus,
Right?
save me, Jesus.
Yeah, but
Man,
that
for
was
real.
because, and it got to a point where I, you know, like I joke about that, but you know, my mother would say, "Don't make me get up," and you
Oh, yeah.
you that was it. You were done. The next one that twitched the wrong way, right? And like
Yeah,
I
no,
said,
for real.
everyone
That's
got
real
an ass
talk.
beat,
That's
not just.
real.
Yeah, we're like, don't piss her off. And then there was also the idea too, where she didn't have to even speak. That look.
Yeah, the look,
Oh,
the
yeah.
sharp
Oh, yeah.
look.
We've been
That,
there.
like,
Oh,
you
yeah.
sharp look.
I've been there.
Isn't it? And nobody has that control.
Yeah.
Be on the phone with my friends and the kids in the background. Matt, me, and through the whole.
Go take a bath. You take a bath, man.
Yeah, right.
No, like, uh-oh.
And
Did you
then
say no to
And then
me?
they embarrass you. Why roaches in the back? And you shut up. I'm on the phone.
When I get off the phone, it's me and your butt. Damn,
Right?
like, okay.
Well,
like,
right, and the phone was actually like she'd pick up the phone and we'd be like, "She got the weapon, everybody away from her." So we didn't. we got your condition. It was either the shoe, the
man.
belt, the spatula. Did you guys?
The
My mother had a
spatula.
spatula. You know, things you flip your eggs. My mother had a metal spatula that was like one piece, wicked heavy, and that stung like a mother. On the back, that metal against your ass, and she liked to get your ass.
shit, the spatula?
Shit,
That sound
spatula.
Nah, my
That sound
Uncle
dead.
Raymond
That
used
sound deadly.
My Uncle Raymond,
Spatula.
hey, no, Ray used to threaten me with that thing, making breakfast. Lou,
Right.
you need one?
Yeah.
You need one? You better get out. I'm cooking. Like,
Right?
damn.
Oh my god!
Just a
It was-
threat
it was
alone.
anything.
I
Anything that was
smell-
around him.
I was just gonna say the food smelled good.
And,
The
and
ruler,
even
all of them.
if they were nowadays where, you know, they have like, oh, you know, it's just, you could never get away with beating your child now in a store. Because
I know,
everybody
it's
all up in
crazy
that,
now.
right?
What are you doing?
Reporting you,
Yeah.
right?
Is that your child?
You don't supposed to talk to your child like that.
Yeah.
Like what?
How do you talk to your kids at home?
No, my age, it was
For
like,
real.
that's right. I saw the moment all
you're
night.
supposed to
right?
encourage that. You're doing a great job.
Yeah,
Real
that's
talk.
right.
That's so real.
Use that other hand on them.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
enforcement's
Yeah.
were. Now, I went to Catholic school.
They got a
So,
I
the
was
enfor-
enforced all the
yeah,
time.
I
that's
got
why
a
I
number
said.
now when they do something bad to you. When the parents do something
I know
bad,
that
you
hurt.
call that number, you be like,
Well, that's
what? Huh?
right.
For real?
The whole thing with people saying, well, you know, guns in schools. And I'm like, nuns, not guns. 'Cause
Nuns. Ain't that some
little
shit?
ninja nuns.
That's a
not
good
guns. While standing at the door. Because my generation, you did not mess with the nuns.
That was the
okay?
real black and white back in the
I
day.
Right?
believe that.
They
I
had
believe
the rosary beads. They could take you down.
And
rulers.
the paddle had a handle.
Right? Yes.
The paddle had a
It
handle.
was a long ass
With
handle
a grip.
too.
Like
It
with
was
the
so
finger
long,
grip
right?
and everything. And she could like, oh yeah.
Right?
Get
that
ready.
balance.
Yeah. Be all in your face.
That's right. Aim for
Never
the,
say
right.
flicker
Aim
wrist.
for the head. Aim for the head because you know
Flicker
bruises
wrist,
don't
that's
show
hilarious.
under the hairline. Right?
Yeah,
Yes,
man.
Yeah.
yes. Oh my
It's-
god.
that, and you know the thing too, it's like because I was joking with my sister. We were in line. Her kid's having a meltdown, and she says, "I'm gonna beat his ass." And there was a woman behind us, and she was like getting upset. So I'm like, "Oh, I'm gonna have fun with this." I go, "Well, don't beat his ass. He's got a diaper on. He won't feel that. Aim for his head. They can't see the bruises under the hairline."
What line was this?
Hey, Boston don't play, man.
Well, we were just laughing because the lady was like sticking her nose where it didn't belong, and we were just having fun with it. You know,
Yeah.
that was one of the things that. No, my generation was soft compared to what I grew up with. My kids got away with. My mother would sit there and she's like laughing, and she'd say, "Oh, you like how they're expressing? You
can
like
see it now.
like how they're expressing themselves?"
Next.
I
Here you
know.
go. Right, and she'd be like, "Here you go. Here's $5, baby. That's right. You're doing good." And I'm like, she's actually paying this little bastard to torture the
That's
shit out of me.
hilarious.
Right?
That is funny.
Go get her some Doritos after
I
that.
know, for real.
Make her feel better.
Right?
Hey, get the wine out for her one time.
Come here, baby. Yeah. Those moments where you look at your parents, you'll know when you have kids someday, and you be looking at your parents going, "Who are these people?" Because don't worry about it. It doesn't matter. My mother had like morphed into this person I didn't even know when it came to the grandkids, you know? And like I'd go to her and I'd complain and she'd start laughing. I go, "Oh, you're really amused, huh, Ma?" She goes, "Really? I remember the time." My mother had a Rolodex memory. Everything that I did that now I'm dealing with as a parent, she was just fucking amused
Throw
to
it
no
right
end.
back in your face.
That's
I
right.
remember when you did that to me.
Hey, no, real
Yeah.
talk. That's
You remember
real.
that? You remember that?
Mm-hmm.
So now I get her and I'm like, "So when's dementia going to kick in, Ma? Aren't you about that age?"
When did that come around? I need to forget some shit.
That's it. I'm waiting for the day it's like, "Who are you?" Yeah, that's good. Fresh start.
That's real talk. That's for real.
But yeah, you know, it's really kind of funny how, you know, do you have any nieces and nephews?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in seeing that, must see a huge difference in the way they're raised to the way you grew up,
They still the same to me.
right?
Yeah,
Nah,
they bad.
they get more
kids.
options. They got more options.
Well, that's
Oh,
true too.
yeah.
That's
real
the
talk,
only
yeah.
thing I look at is I didn't get to ask for what I wanted to eat and what time I can go to bed and I can stay out a little late. Well, that's the only thing I can say I did.
Were you
I
a
didn't have no
street light
curfew.
kid?
I didn't have no curfew.
Oh, really?
I did. After 13, I didn't have a curfew after 13.
Yeah, well, that was pretty much as far as like,
You was a man.
Well,
yeah, right at 13.
After you know they be like, "Oh yeah, man." After you turn,
Well, I got
13,
my
you a man.
tattoo at 13 too. Remember?
How old were you when you started smoking weed?
Oh, 14.
14. Okay,
I started late.
you did. I was 12.
Yeah. Okay.
Only because my cousin
That's when I
was
lost my
living with
virginity.
us. He was older. He's 10 years older. And he's to this day still talks. He's like, "No matter where I hid my stash, you always found it." And I go, "Well, you can't shit a shit. Sneaky minds think alike." So like he would have these insane hiding places. You know, the old stuff it in your shoe, which was I was like, that was so obvious. Stuff it in your shoe. Who
That
would
was
stuff it
Dewan
in their
Grandpa.
shoe? Right?
Yeah, that was the homie
Real.
Dewan Grandpa.
That's
He
real- that's
stuffed
real
that
talk,
right in
yeah.
that boot.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, we'd be
Yeah.
like, got it.
Real talk.
We
That's
used to do
real
the
talk.
old drink the vodka or any of the clear liquors and just try and put water in it, water it down like they weren't going to notice.
Oh, yeah.
Which was hilarious because my mother's husband drank the vodka on the rocks and like he wasn't going to notice that he's drinking the finest
Who the
H2O.
hell gave me this damn water?
Yeah, right.
I saw
Hilarious.
bubbles in here.
Yo,
No bubbles in my
that's
pocket.
funny, man. That's some funny shit right there. That's hilarious.
We all thinking we're so much
Yeah.
smarter than what
Water smell like, my vodka smell like Aquaman.
It's like the ocean. Like what the hell?
Man. Got
Well,
ocean
what-
spray vodka.
right.
That's a good one.
Yeah, but all of those things contribute to probably what you're able to do on stage, right? Now you do stand up.
I do some.
Yeah. It's not really the idea of doing stand up in LA. Like a lot of people I see on some of the open mics, you can tell the ones that are serious, and then the ones that are just, you know, hey, I got a microphone. They let me up on stage. I paid $5 for this, and then it's like just mindlessness.
That's real.
I've seen people get up that are so stoned out of their mind. It's like you imbecile.
Yeah.
Yeah, babbling imbecile. Like the sentences don't even get formed.
Yeah, they go up there
Right.
and slur.
Right.
I'm here.
It's like they reading the essay to you, like, this is not funny.
Yeah, I killed it.
how
And that's
the
the
hell
other
you
thing.
get past-
What's the name of this place again?
How you get past the security to get up on the damn stairs? This is crazy.
It's crazy. Now, for you guys, like on your radio show, do you go after certain subjects? Like, because everybody's talking about, the girl before us was talking about R. Kelly, and everybody's like going into these deep, huge, you know, and then people are getting like one comedian posted, and he's like, I can't support him, and then he got backlash. You know, our kind taking it out on our kind. What about the priest? And they're going off on this whole roundabout. Like, you can't. It's almost as if no matter what you say, you're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. So it's like everybody has a different opinion, agenda, because everybody wants to be heard, right?
Yeah, that's real.
And you know, opinions are like assholes. Everybody has one. And like, you can actually sit back and watch this. As you know, if you become a celebrity status, the worst thing you can do is engage with the people on your feed when it comes to like, you know, back and forth.
Kevin Durant did that.
Did he?
Looked like a straight asshole doing that, going back and forth with a fan.
Never.
Yeah, that was the most stupidest thing.
That was a dumb.
Yeah.
Hey, you a champion?
Right,
Yeah.
Celtics. He played for the Celtics, right?
Kevin
At one
Durant?
time, Kevin Durant.
No.
Never.
Not at all.
Who am I thinking
But
of?
the Celtics are good. Kyrie
Right.
Irving, he's a baller.
No,
Him and Hayward.
He used to play for OCK, but now he plays for
Golden
the Warriors.
State.
Yeah, Warriors.
With Steph
Oh,
Curry.
okay. Oh, Jesus, GK, kill me on that one.
Yeah.
He went back and forth with a fan.
Mm-hmm.
No.
And they even said that on TV, like he's looking really ridiculous.
Yeah, you don't
that's-
do that
that's
because
stupid.
you're dealing with a lot of mindless squash brains. You know, not that there isn't, but I find that people who really have something articulate to say would probably message you and have a little more class, inbox you, than get into a format of like you
I thought you
said.
were talking about the president.
Yeah, he's another imbecile. Another imbecile.
Yeah, I mean, 'cause that's
Oh,
what he does.
Trying to
My
make America
God.
great again.
Well, I had a blast. I met a comedian that does his voice to a T, like he does an impersonation.
Mm-hmm.
And when I went out the other night, and I have a friend of mine, she's so relentless on tweeting him. Like, seriously, like she's one of the top going, because she's brilliant. And she goes, I said to the guy, I go, oh, I have a friend I would love you to call and just have fun with it, to where, you know, I said, just challenge her on her tweets.
Mm-hmm.
I said, you know, he said to me, he goes, someone had me do that. And he said, I can't believe it. He said, you want to talk about rage? I go, oh yeah, she'd have a lot of rage for you. He goes, I can't believe this guy. I mean, people, the fact he's alive, because rage is how people feel about what he's doing in the presidency. You know? So I go, well, look at it this way. If people were sleeping, now they're kind of getting woke as to what is really underlying in this country. It's like,
And he putting it all on
Oh,
blast for everybody
right?
to see.
Oh my God.
He didn't separated white people from each other. Like,
oh my, like nobody
yeah,
else
no,
can,
the corporate kind
right?
and the trailer park kind.
I mean, how do you not
That's
find
real.
that there's a lot of humor in that?
It is. I mean, that's our joke. That's our
and
joke.
that's what we do on our show.
But
Like, we go in on
we tackle
any topic.
everything.
We don't care.
And
Oh
we-
no, I think you should,
You know.
and
we
have
make it
fun
easy.
tearing
Yeah,
it
of
up.
course. Of
Oh, we
course. I mean,
do.
you have to.
we do.
It's like, well, see, the sensitivity. Oh, that's what I wanted to tell you. The girl that was in the car the other night talking about, she said she worked at In-N-Out, and then we were talking about millennials. I worked with this kid at a gig, and he was useless. I'm hustling. I do catering, right? And I'm doing these tables. I got a tray. I'm loaded up. He's walking by, cup, dish, fork, cup. I mean, this kid did nothing. All he kept talking about was how hungry he was. And she goes, that's the millenniums. I'm like, I want to grab him by his little man bun and beat the shit out of him at one
man
point,
bun.
because I'd had enough, all right? The lady goes, can we have all this food wrapped to go? And I go, can you bring, and he brings me these 2 trays, right? And 2 trays. So I'm hustling it up, and she goes, well, millenniums, they're like a whole different breed. I'm like, yes, I'm kind of getting that. She said, well, In and Out are actually having sensitivity training for the managers to know how to speak to millennials because they're very sensitive. I went,
Wow.
Kick your ass,
that's
Session.
crazy
What?
as hell.
Right? Yeah.
I mean, they're gonna come
True
on
that.
our show and be like, "Don't say that."
But no, I mean, think about that. It's gone into the comedy,
That's real.
right?
I'm telling the same
That's
thing
real.
Trump said. We're trying to
Everybody
make
being
America great
censored.
again.
Yeah,
Everybody
oh
be
my
now.
gosh.
Now I want to say this because I went to say this, and who was I talking? They were like, "Well, that was racist." I agree, Roseanne Barr. But and I said this when they did that to her. I went, it's a double-edged sword. I get it. What she said was absolutely unacceptable.
Talking about the lady,
Right?
Like a
Oh,
girl.
Roseanne?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but she talking about the
as racist as it is.
Right. What she said was just not
Of course, and like to me, I thought it was funny.
right. But
I was the most funniest shit.
But I just went, all right, here's a comedian. She's known for being off like that.
That should have been kind of
And-
50,
and then it was like,
50-50, really. Because the same thing with Kevin Hart. He cracked his jokes about who he cracked his jokes about. And they made a big deal about that.
Well, that's where I'm going with this.
Yeah.
So and when Roseanne happened, I said, you guys know it's a double-edged sword, and there's going to come a day where I should pull up that show, where it's going to be the other way around. It's going to be a black comedian. And they're going to have said something that a sensitivity group is going to react to. And I said, and they said, well, what do you feel? You think comedians? I said, I think they should be off limits. I think it's the art of
For real.
comedy. You're talking about the art of comedy is to be able to say and let the audience choose, because we always have what's funny and what's not. There is no
Real
politically
talk. That's
correct
real.
in comedy. It's like what's funny and what's not.
Yeah, that's it.
all your job is as a comedian.
That's
Is
real.
to make people laugh with whatever it is that you're presenting. And your audience will let you know. Just like I felt they should have seen me personally. She tweeted on her own tweet. And then I was like, I personally would have loved to have seen how the audience would have responded. What that would have done to her ratings. Would there be any effect in her ratings for it? All right. Because that's a whole class of people that just watched that show.
No, you're right about that. That's
Right?
real talk. Yeah.
So
Roseanne?
yeah, I mean,
Oh, yeah, you know.
You know, and I
Get
know.
my macaroni ready. Roseanne's coming on.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's a good show, though. It's funny.
If it's if like I said,
Well,
there has to be.
back then.
Yeah, not no more.
But could you imagine you get a call on your show? Hey man, that comment you made, because you said you guys talk about anything.
And they'll
You
go
can
back
talk
on
about
us 10 years
ABC,
ago.
Yeah.
but we don't want you talking about that other stuff. I'm like, who?
Like the
'cause-
community.
right.
With the letters. You know what I mean? We don't say nothing
What's
about
that?
that. Yeah.
You talking about the BLT?
I'm not saying
TLC?
that. I'm
TLC. Oh, that's
Not,
funny.
you know what I mean?
The XYZ?
I'm going to leave it at that.
Well, I'm just really curious because with what everybody, and I just feel this way, with what everybody is so sensitive about, either you're going to have somebody jump down your throat within 30 seconds. Because when I said that, the person went, what she said was racist. Absolutely. Whatever. But let's think about, it's like how long that what Kevin Hart said was 10 years ago.
10 years ago. And he apologized.
And
forget that
right.
joke.
And-
Many a time.
Many
he said.
times.
They
It's
didn't
like-
forget that joke.
Yeah, but you know what? It's like
Man.
it's like they
It's stuck
set
with
you
him.
up. Oh, look at him. He's getting too big for his britches.
Yeah.
This guy's becoming so successful. That's my feeling. I just feel like that. I just feel like Hollywood has the Christ syndrome. You're going to get so big, worship, adored, and then they're going to crucify you first chance they get.
They
Because
do.
that's how
They
people
really do.
are.
That's so
They
real.
want to
really
bring
do.
you down.
So true.
Right. The
So
mob
real.
mentality is see, because I mean, honestly, what happened to the news on Spacey, Weinstein? Where did all the news on these creepers
Oh, well,
go?
Spacey's still, he's back in the news. You know?
Oh, there was a video. That's right.
Yeah.
But prior to that,
But I mean, it's money. Money talks.
money talks. The
Money talks.
the love of money.
That's
course.
why it ain't on TV
Of
getting that trial or none of that.
Nah,
because
he-
here's that money.
nah.
Here, shut up. Get me
Well,
out.
But
of here.
wait.
That's a lot of people.
Right. And that whole thing.
Ain't that what we trying to get to?
Right.
Yeah, here's that money. Shut up. I didn't do that.
Especially R. Kelly,
I didn't
right?
do. Even if I did, look, I didn't do that. Erase that from the memory.
Did he kill him?
I didn't do it.
Yeah, OJ did it, right?
OJ.
I can't recall.
No, OJ
I can't recall.
didn't do it. Even if he claimed to have probably did it, he didn't do it.
But yeah, with all that being said, like everybody's, like I said, there's certain things that people feel, and I'm like, I have to agree. It's like the way the media plays out, and I'm sorry, to this day, the greatest separation, if you want to cause chaos, and you want to cause like that separateness of people, create a black and white issue. Not if you were from Finland. Not if you were, but it's like this insane controversy, and you'll see it boiling up more and more. And I'm surprised, like I said. So are these the things that comedians will never be able to address? As far as, because a comedian tried to, and women jumped all over that. They're feeling a little oversensitive about this, but I'm like, it ain't just women. Let's think about this, that have violated their kids. The priest. Hello.
Come on, it's a lot.
Get your Jesus. Get your Jesus.
Yeah,
And they boys. Like, come on,
that's
man.
the worst.
Wait, and I also heard that back at the time, correct me if I'm wrong,
didn't you just say
didn't
something
they
funny?
castrate young boys to keep their voices in the choir? Isn't that true? There was
Let's skip to the
right?
Let's skip to the next one.
Right? I'm serious.
When was that? When King Arthur was president?
But but I'm
man.
just saying, it's like
For real.
if you were to talk about like
For real. I know.
if you were to talk about I'm sorry, sounds like a cult to me.
Had to put that out there
Hey, real
first.
talk.
Right? Real talk.
We know where
Sounds
that's
like a
going.
cult to me.
Yeah, and it's quiet, right?
Right? I mean, right?
Ask me to
It's
sacrifice.
real quiet.
Yeah, so I'm just like, people get away from, stick with the issue, and don't try and categorize it. Like I said, making it the issue at hand is like, there's people that prey on children. There's people that just shouldn't be doing what they're doing.
The real talk. That's
It's just like, how do we get away from what their issue is and make it a political statement about color? What the fuck is that? Could you
Can't talk
please
about
spare me?
politics or religion, really.
Yeah, you
Them
can.
two things
That's-
always cause an argument.
Oh yeah, that's real talk.
It is real talk,
Yeah.
but it keeps you on that side and me on this side, and that's the way they like it. Because while they're with everything else that's going on in what with what I feel is like, people need to really participate in what we're supposed to be paying attention to. Okay. And I'm just like I said, with the idea of being censored as comedians. I can't believe more comedians aren't seeing that as the issue. Is like, where does this stop? As comedians, as spokespeople on radio shows, it's like, are we losing that ability to say certain things?
Well, if
You
they
know?
got that kind of stuff on you like they did Kevin Hart, then yeah, you got to shut up.
Well,
They're probably calling you, look, we got this info on you. You need to keep your mouth shut. Don't show up at the awards tomorrow.
yeah, maybe.
You know?
Hey, yeah, man, yeah.
Just giving you a heads up. If you show up, we're going to put this clip on TMZ. And everybody like TMZ on Channel 11. So.
That's the worst, ain't it?
What is it? What do they do? They
no,
TMZ.
Oh,
is
TMZ, they jump out the
everywhere.
bushes on you. Hey, what
Oh
are you doing?
yeah,
Oh.
They
little girl.
bushes like bush. They
They be at the
everywhere.
airport when you get off the plane.
When you wake up, they right in front of your
They
bed.
probably
Hey, what you
driving
doing,
your
huh?
Uber. They
Hide
probably
your
driving your Uber.
toothbrush hairs. We got you.
Yeah, that's them.
Oh, you about to brush your teeth? Okay.
You missed a spot on your
Okay,
back in the shower.
You need to comb your hair one more time.
They should have been called the Stalker Show.
Man.
All right, you guys. In the last minutes of the show, what is it that you really want people to know about your radio show?
What you got, man? You want me to handle it?
Go
Yeah,
for it.
What I
handle
want
it,
them to
yo.
know is that we handling
10
our
minutes?
business. We trying to make sure that, we accomplished black young entrepreneurs. We funny. We trying to get in a position to help our people. You know what I'm saying? So the goal
Pay
of
it
the
forward.
show, what?
Pay it forward.
Damn right. The goal of the show is to get somewhere we ain't right now, pretty much. And that's to the top. So we starting at the bottom.
I don't know if I'd call you bottom because
Nah, I mean, we started. We working our way up.
you're working your way up.
But, we taking
And
baby
you guys
steps.
are doing really good things.
Thank you.
I know you're a respected name. I have fun with that when I told everybody you were coming on my show. And they're like, yeah, but don't you interview comedians? I'm like, yeah, that's the realm. Like I've done everything from writers to people that are anything to do with comedy.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know, to feed that, because you're like I am. You want to really take care of the comedians that a lot of people don't care about their stories.
Real talk.
Yeah, you know, like I say to people, there's more. There's what lies beyond the jokes for, you know, just not being funny on the spot, and then, you know, like the gesture, just go away.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want. They're real people.
Yeah.
You
Real
know.
talk. Yeah, that's true.
We want to create help for others though. Like, you know, we really want to be able to be in a position to give back. You know, because that's the best thing to do in life. It's the best feeling to do.
That's right.
You know, and it's better to give and receive, right?
That's true. That's
Yeah,
real
it
talk.
is.
That's real.
Because I feel good about the things I've done for people, even though they stabbed me in the back. I still, you know, feel good about
Man,
my effort. For
come on, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Ain't nobody perfect, but, you know,
Real talk.
you live and learn.
Real talk.
Yeah, but all that stuff is like what you give. You can't be responsible for how they receive it on the other end. And I've had to literally say to people that feeling like that, I just say, hey, may God have mercy on your soul, because universe is going to take care of that. I got let it go.
That's it.
Yeah, because you see the purpose that you have. What greater thing in life? I mean, I don't care what you do, how much money you have. If you don't have a purpose, it's kind of, you come up empty, or committing suicide, or becoming an alcoholic or a drug addict, because you don't know where that emptiness is coming from.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's real talk. For real.
Yeah. You have, and like I said, I love your laugh, Mario. I mean, there's no doubt about it that if I was on stage, I'd know where you were in the audience. Okay? Right? Because you would hear that. Do you guys have any favorites that are out there right now? Any favorite Instagrammers? Any favorite comedians that people that you hang with?
Tony Baker.
Okay. Oh my God, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I've been knowing Tony Baker for about a year now. Yeah. And I'd be like supporting him. I go to his shows and stuff. He be hitting me up like, you should come to my shows.
He's very lucky. That's
Because
really
of my
cool.
laugh. That's why.
Right,
Big
right.
boy, too.
You can hear
Big
it.
boy, too.
Oh yeah, Big Boy in the morning. You know, Real 92.3. Levi Otis. I mean, there's a lot of people that we support. Yeah.
I hope Anna Marie becomes one of them.
Oh yeah, of course. You too. Yeah.
She on
Come
the
out
list
and
now.
see me.
Oh no,
Like-
you coming to our show, Anna Marie? You already know.
Oh, I already know. And it's so funny because, you know, when you're out doing stand up, and I always see everybody, you know, like I was going to shows, I was buying merchandise and everything, and it's like I put out, hey, blah blah blah, and you crickets. There ain't nobody there. But that's okay. I know if you like my friends, like they're all broke. You know, there's a lot of places that know how hard it is for comedians when you get in.
Yeah.
Because
They're broke when you walk in.
that it's
2 drink minimum.
2 drink.
And if
Well,
you're hungry,
right.
you gotta buy
Forget
some
it,
food.
right.
It's
So-
over. Like that's
talking about the new
$100
show,
right
too.
there.
Talking about the new show we about to do too.
Oh, you all right? Yeah, hit it.
The new show. The after show you talking about?
Yeah, too cool, too funny to after show.
Okay, so Too Cool, Too Funny after show is gonna definitely be more you hear on our radio show,
Individual.
but it's gonna be more like we're gonna do more videos, more
individual interviews.
Oh yeah, it's like gonna be like a it's gonna be more access to like whatever you're trying to do.
More
Okay,
explicit.
so who's the producer of the show?
Me?
I could tell. All right, because that's real important in knowing how you're going to set up and where you're going with
Yeah.
what you're doing. And you, of course, the personality that you got. You guys spinning records?
He's
Yeah.
spinning
On
the
your
record.
show?
I do.
He's spinning the record.
I know you do.
I got the ideas
But I'm
for
saying,
the songs.
Oh
Is
yeah,
that-
yeah. He's
Everything
about
we
to
do,
start
we pretty
doing it.
much
I'm
like
about to show
50-50
him.
with everything. Like, we got ideas. I do this, he do that. I do this, he do that.
Yeah.
That's
Everything we
awesome.
do is together, pretty much.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I see big things coming in your future.
We appreciate
More of
that.
some
For real.
things and less of, because I want to give kudos to you because you have been working on losing weight and getting your body
Oh yeah.
into
I'm
some.
excited,
yeah,
y'all.
I'm saying you too. Oh, you,
Oh, you want a high five?
5 minutes.
5 minutes. That's my timer.
Enough Clay played it, brother.
Come on.
That's my 5. Are you sure this camera's facing me? Yeah. Because it looks like it's facing the wall.
It's kind of like angled.
It is? All right.
It's all
Just
black
checking
over
my
there.
shit.
I'm gonna tell you right now.
I don't trust you. Oh, Oh, there I am. How you doing? Look at that new haircut. I got my edges sliced. So, in saying that, it is something that I think people underestimate how hard it is to stay committed to yourself when it comes to, you know, the way your health is going to respond to it, as you must start even noticing the difference now on how you feel.
No, of course.
And everything.
I mean, I'm going to tell you like this. I don't know if you guys remember Luther Vandross for the young folks out there.
Oh, yeah.
One of the greatest R&B singers out. They came, they came
that
out.
Was my time.
I had a song playing in my head.
That's my time.
I had that syndrome of what he did. He lost the weight, gained the weight. So it's like, but it's the best. I mean, the main thing I'm doing is like, I eat healthy. That's the number one thing. You got to eat more healthier and work out, but don't like overdo it.
Right. Well, people have unrealistic expectations.
I had to call you and get some tips about eating healthy.
Yeah, like, for real.
Let me enlighten you, because that was one of the things. My family, as I said, owned restaurants, and one of the things that I was known for was taking the recipes that, you know, my mother's husband was a cook, and he was obsessed with butter, heavy creams, heavy oils. And my mother right now is so obese she can't walk. Her husband died of pulmonary, you know, his diabetes, kidneys, and then he had pulmonary heart failure, basically, from the food and everything that they were doing and ingesting. Fabulous cook, but I would take what they were cooking. And my mom stayed with me. She lost 17 pounds in a month. And all I changed up is I made everything a serving. She ate more meals, keeps your body metabolism. But I'd start every meal with a huge, you know, vegetables have a lot of fluid in them, a lot of water.
Yes, they do.
Right. So she'd start with a lot of work. These salads had to be incredibly delicious. Now, I don't know about you, but people say, oh, eat salads. And I'm like, ugh. But if I had somebody like me making a salad, the salads I use, I put fruit in them. I use all kinds of different things. But the discipline and mindset, my mother would look at something and she'd say, that's not enough food because your eyes are very, right?
Your eyes are bigger than your stomach.
And I would say to her, wait 20 minutes. If you're still hungry after 20 minutes, salad, main course, everything portion control, I will let you have something, I'll feed you more. And every time my mother would come after 20 minutes, about a half hour, she'd say, I can't believe I'm full. I'm full. And I say, it's just the way you've conditioned your body.
That's true.
Right.
That is so true.
You got to routine your mindset for that too.
Mm-hmm.
That's real talk. And that's how my mindset is now. Like, to me, I try to, it's portions, like not a lot of portions, but the right portions to take in, and that's it. Like, because
how old are you?
I'm 35.
Oh yeah, we want you around, and you won't be if you don't. And that's it.
Yeah.
It's and don't say, like people say a diet. I'm like, no, it's your. It's a lifestyle.
Diets will kill you.
Next time you tell me you're 21 too. You're 21.
Oh, you're 21. Oh, you kid you. But yeah, I'm looking forward to that because, as that should be a part of what you're doing too, is I hope you're like even doing a small blog, a diary on that, because you will inspire people because you're realistic about it. A lot of people get on these, they blow up, and they lose the weight, but it's not realistic because you see them a year later. And you know that. You said it's that on and off that changes your body. And each time you yo-yo diet, it just goes down. But I'm telling you right now, you look great.
Thank you.
And I can't wait to see what you come up with, Mr. Producer.
Oh, yeah. It's gonna
Maybe give me some, take some notes. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to seeing what this year brings. I know we're going to see each other out there.
Oh, yeah, you already
know. Because I'm making friends wherever I go. It's all I know is that it's been so enjoyable. And Lee is always my board guy who's never on camera. Why is that, Lee? We need a camera for you, too, so I can harass you.
Everybody, that was a joke.
Good question. That was a good answer.
Shit. Hey, everybody, join me next week when my guest is going to be Stefano Sway, and he is going to be bringing, I don't know, he said he's going to bring somebody with him, so we'll see how that goes. And until then, I'll see you out there. Take it out, Lee.
Get a stag, yo. 50 grand, make your job disappear. I look the part, yeah, I look Davenir. Get my order right or I'ma bust a Yui. I don't like raw fish in my sushi. Want a big tip, better get the cooking. I am not paying you for all this lipping. Sapphire diamonds, yeah, they bluey. Put them around your neck, you look chewy. Blow 10 grand, please excuse me. Bless me.